In this video, let's take a look at how to add some choirs to this production. And choirs are a great thing to add in because they give this sort of human element to the productions, plus they add this sort of ethereal and mysterious element with these choirs singing out along with the instrumentation. On this track, I've got a ensemble choir patch, which has a collection of different voices from males to females through all the different ranges like tenors, sopranos, altos, and even a boys choir. So if I play through on this instrument, here there's some male voices, can go quite low. Then when you go up, you can hear the female voices coming in. And when I play higher, but the boys choir quite high up. So along the whole keyboard range, it extends out the whole choir ensemble. And this choir ensemble is just going to follow the chord progressions. And then it'll maybe use a bit of different inversions on the chords, and they'll be expanded up vertically to create quite a big extended chord for the sounds. And to demonstrate this, let me just program this out on the MIDI part. Now let's first do the bass notes. We're starting here, which is on bar 26. It's when the rest of the instruments come in after that modulation into that new key. Just go back down to the choir part, and the bass is going to start on C sharp 2. And this is going to play for a bar. Then it'll go down to A1, then down to E1, then up to B1. Then there'll be a slight variation on the next section where it will do the same thing, but this time, instead of going all the way down to the E1, it's going to go up. So let's take a listen to just those bass notes. And then it'll resolve back to the C sharp. I'll just extend that out. Now that doesn't sound too amazing, and that's why we can extend out and do the chords. So the chords in the higher registers, let's start at about C sharp 3, and this is going to be playing out the minor C sharp. Now let's use some clever voice leadings for the next part. Let's copy that across there, and to do the A shape, you can just take this G sharp and raise it up to the A. So there you've got your inversion of A major. Then for the next chord, which is the E, let's copy these again. There's E, and let's make it a triad. Into the B. So you can see you've got some clever voice leading going on using different inversions for these chords. And then this will go back to the B. Let's take a listen to this now. It's okay, but what we really need to do to get this to work is to extend out to get more of the full choir. So let's go to the next C sharp, and then the next third of that. Then do some clever voice leading again for the A, and then maybe the next note can go to the A as well. That should work. And then down for the E, this can be the same over here. That's looking good from a voice leading from the A down to the E. You've got some shared notes and some resolving down to other keys. And then to the B. I think this can just be a straight copy of this up. And then you've got your voice leading, following some notes over there. Okay, so let's take a listen to this. And to finish off, let's copy this across here to the next part. And let's do some slight changes to the third chord. Instead of going back down here, let's go up. So this can go here. This is for the E. And we're just jumping up to the B in that chord. I think that's fine there. But let's maybe remove this note here. That's the third. But we're just going to take that out. So we've got more of the roots and the fifths. So it's not really implying a triad. It's just playing the roots and fifth. Just opening up that chord a bit. And an interesting thing to do on this last chord is to add a suspension. So that's fine there. Let's maybe remove the B. And this. We've got a suspension here. It's going to go like this. And then resolve to awesome. Can go there. And then finally this. So there we go, a bit of more of an open chord, but it's resolving back to that C sharp minor. Now this is the whole thing in total. That's pretty cool. And just to make things sound a little bit more realistic, you can have notes overlapping. With a general choir, if you had a whole bunch of singers, there'd be some slight variances in the performance. So where you do see spots, let's maybe just drag them over a bit. It can just be some random amounts. Just want some slight imperfections to the sound. And now the final piece of the puzzle is going to be adding in some modulation. So I'm going to re-record another pass and record in some modulation. So let's see how this goes. Here we go. Awesome. And just fading it out there with the modulation all the way to the end. And just to add some extra variance, as you can see here, all the note velocities are the same, so you can select them all and do some variation with this MIDI transform. So let's do some random velocities and maybe make this between 100 and 85. And operates on that. Awesome. So there's just some slight differences, and maybe that's still a little bit high. Just going to bring this down. There we go. That looks good. Now let's take a listen to these choirs within the context of the whole song. A playback from just a bit earlier. I noticed a problem there that I wasn't really aware of. I've got this automation coming through. So let's remove that and then increase the volume. So let's go back again. That volume is slightly a bit loud. So let's just drop that. It can maybe rise into it. And then it can fade out over time. Just take a quick listen to this. A bit higher. There we go. Take those choirs out. Lovely. So you hear that choir just really adds a really nice element to this production. Now, let's check out how we're going to come back to this beginning by finishing off the piece with an outro that comes back to our initial home feeling of that solo horn.